Chapter 2. Connecting and Communicating Online. The Internet, Websites and Media. The Internet, one of the major reasons business, home, and other users purchase computers and mobile devices is for Internet access. The Internet is a worldwide collection of networks that connects millions of businesses, government agencies, educational institutions, and individuals, each of the networks on the Internet provides resources that add to the abundance of goods, services, and information accessible via the Internet. Today, billions of home and business users around the world access a variety of services on the Internet using computers and mobile devices. The web, messaging, and video communications are some of the more widely used Internet services. Figure 2.1. Other Internet services include chat rooms, discussion forums, and file transfer. To enhance your understanding of Internet services, the chapter begins by discussing the history of the Internet and how the Internet works, and then explains each of these services. Evolution of the Internet. The Internet has its roots in a networking project started by the Pentagon's Advanced Research Projects Agency (ARPAD), an agency of the U.S. Department of Defense. ARPA's goal was to build a network that allowed scientists at different physical locations to share information and work together on military and scientific projects and to could function, even if part of the network were disabled or destroyed by a disaster, such as a nuclear attack. That network, called ARPANET, became functional in September 1969, linking scientific and academic researchers across the United States. The original ARPANET consisted of 4 main computers, one each located at the University of California at Los Angeles, the University of California at Santa Barbara, the Stanford Research Institute, and the University of Utah. Each of these computers served as a host on the network. A host, more commonly known today as a server, is any computer that provides services and connections to other computers on a network. Hosts often use high-speed communications to transfer data and messages over a network. By 1984, ARPANET had more than 1,000 individual computers linked as hosts. Today, millions of hosts connect to this network, which now is known as the Internet. The Internet consists of many local, regional, national, and international networks. Both public and private organizations own networks on the Internet. These networks, along with phone companies, cable and satellite companies, and the government, all contribute toward the internal structure of the Internet. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn about Internet 2. Consider this. Who owns the Internet? No single person, company, institution, or government agency owns the Internet. Each organization on the Internet is responsible only for maintaining its own network. The World Wide Web Consortium W3C, however, oversees research and sets standards and guidelines for many areas of the Internet. The mission of the W3C is to ensure the continued growth of the web. Nearly 400 organizations from around the world are members of the W3C, advising, defining standards, and addressing other issues. 58 Chapter to Connecting and Communicating Online. The Internet consists of many local, regional, national, and international networks. Both public and private organizations own networks on the Internet. These networks, along with phone companies, cable and satellite companies, and the government, all contribute toward the internal structure of the Internet. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn about Internet 2. Consider this. Who owns the Internet? No single person, company, institution, or government agency owns the Internet. Each organization on the Internet is responsible only for maintaining its own network. The World Wide Web Consortium W3C, however, oversees research and sets standards and guidelines for many areas of the Internet. The mission of the W3C is to ensure the continued growth of the web. Nearly 400 organizations from around the world are members of the W3C, advising, defining standards, and addressing other issues. Internet research. Which organizations are members of the World Wide Web Consortium? Search for W3C members. Connecting to the Internet. Users can connect their computers and mobile devices to the Internet through wired or wireless technology and then access its services free or for a fee. With wired connections, a computer or Device physically attaches via cable or wire to a communications device, such as a modem, that transmits data and other items over transmission media to the internet. For wireless connections, many mobile computers and devices include the necessary built-in technology so that they can transmit data and other items wirelessly. Computers without this capability can use a wireless modem or other communications device that enables wireless connectivity. A wireless modem, for example, uses a wireless communications technology such as cellular radio, satellite, or Wi-Fi to connect to the internet. Figure 2.2 shows examples of modems. The wireless modem shown in the figure is known as a dongle, which is a small device that connects to a computer and enables additional functions when attached. Today, users often connect to the internet via broadband internet service because of its fast data transfer speeds and its always-on connection. Through broadband internet service, users can download web pages quickly, play online games, communicate in real time with others, and more. Table 2.1 shows examples of popular wired and wireless broadband internet service technologies for home and small business users. Table description for page 59. Look at this page to understand what I am telling you. Wired cable internet service provides high-speed internet access through the cable television network via cable modem. Digital subscriber line provides high-speed internet connections through the telephone network via ADSL modem. Fiber to the premises FTTP uses fiber optic cable to provide high-speed internet access via modem. Wireless Wi-Fi wireless fidelity uses radio signals to provide high-speed internet connections to computers and devices with built-in Wi-Fi capability or a communications device that enables Wi-Fi connectivity. Mobile broadband offers high-speed internet connections over the cellular radio network to computers and devices of built-in compatible technology such as 3G, 4G, or 5G, or a wireless modem or other communications device. Fixed wireless provides high-speed internet connections using a dish-shaped antenna on a building, such as a house or business, to communicate with a tower location via radio signals. Satellite internet service provides high-speed internet connections via satellite to a satellite dish that communicates with a satellite modem. Many public locations, such as shopping malls, coffee shops, restaurants, schools, airports, hotels, and city parks have Wi-Fi hotspots. Recall that a hotspot is a wireless network that provides internet connections to mobile computers and devices. Although most hotspots enable unrestricted or open access, some require that users agree to terms of service, obtain a password, for example, from the hotel's front desk, or perform some other action in order to connect to the internet. Read Secure IT 2.1 for ways to use a public Wi-Fi hotspot. Safety. Home and small business users can share and provide wireless internet connections by creating their own Wi-Fi hotspot through a communications device in the home or business that is connected to broadband internet service. Instead of a stationary Wi-Fi hotspot, some users opt to create mobile hotspots through mobile broadband internet service via a separate communications device or a tethered internet-capable device. Figure 2.3. Tethering transforms a smartphone or internet-capable tablet into a portable communications device that shares its internet access with other computers and devices wirelessly. Users may pay additional fees for mobile hotspot and tethering services. Employees and students typically connect their computers and mobile devices to the internet wirelessly through a business or school network, which, in turn, usually connects to a high-speed internet service. When away from the office, home, or school, mobile users often access the internet using Wi-Fi, mobile hotspots, or tethering services. Hotels and airports often provide wireless internet connections as a free service to travelers. Many hotels have computers in their lobbies for customers to check email, browse the web, or print travel documents. Customers often bring their laptops or tablets to coffee shops, restaurants, libraries, hotels, and malls that offer free Wi-Fi as a service to their patrons. Consider this. Does everyone use broadband internet? No. Some home users connect computers and devices to the internet via slower speed dial-up access because of its lower cost or because broadband access is not available where they live. Dial-up access takes place when a modem in a computer connects to the internet via a standard telephone line that transmits data and information using an analog, continuous wave pattern signal. Internet service providers. An Internet Service Provider (ISP), sometimes called an Internet Access Provider, is a business that provides individuals and organizations access to the internet free or for a fee. ISPs often charge a fixed amount for an internet connection, offering customers a variety of plans based on desired speeds, bandwidth, and services. In addition to internet access, ISPs may include additional services such as email and online storage. Bandwidth represents the amount of data that travels over a network. A higher bandwidth means more data transmits. Data sizes typically are stated in terms of megabytes and gigabytes. A megabyte MB is equal to approximately 1 million characters, and a gigabyte is equal to approximately 1 billion characters. Table 2.2 shows approximate data usage for various internet activities. Look at the page 61 to understand Table 2.2 with data usage examples. Consider this. Does the term data have multiple meanings in the technology field? As discussed in Chapter 1, data can refer to unprocessed items that computers often process into information. Data also refers to the content that is stored on media or transmitted over a network. For example, when you select a data plan for your smartphone, the mobile service provider typically limits the amount of data, number of bytes, you can transfer each month depending on the plan you selected. Wi-Fi networks often provide free internet access, while some charge a daily or per-use fee. Instead of locating a hotspot, some users prefer to subscribe to a mobile service provider, such as Verizon Wireless, so that they can access the internet wherever they have mobile phone access. A mobile service provider, sometimes called a wireless data provider, is an ISP that offers wireless internet access to computers and mobile devices with the necessary built-in wireless capabilities such as Wi-Fi, wireless modems, or other communications devices that enable wireless connectivity. An antenna on or built into the computer or device, wireless modem, or communications device typically sends signals through the airwaves to communicate with a mobile service provider. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about Internet Service Providers, how data travels the Internet. Computers and devices connected to the Internet work together to transfer data around the world using servers and clients and various wired and wireless transmission media on the Internet. Your computer or device is a client that can access data and services on a variety of servers. Wired transmission media includes phone line, coaxial cable, and fiber optic cable. Wireless transmission media includes radio waves and satellite signals. The inner structure of the Internet works much like a transportation system. Just as interstate highways connect major cities and carry the bulk of the automotive traffic across the country, several main transmission media carry the heaviest amount of traffic or communications activity on the Internet. These major carriers of network traffic are known collectively as the Internet backbone. In the United States, the transmission media that make up the Internet backbone exchange data at several different major cities across the country. That is, they transfer data from one network to another until reaching the final destination. Figure 2.4. To understand how home users' request for a web page might travel the Internet using cable Internet service, please visit page 62. IP addresses and domain names. The Internet relies on an addressing system, much like the postal service, to send data to a computer or device at a specific destination. An IP address, short for Internet Protocol Address, is a sequence of numbers that uniquely identifies the location of each computer or device connected to the Internet. The Internet uses two IP addressing schemes, IPv4 and IPv6. Due to the growth of the Internet, the original IPv4 addresses began dwindling in availability. The IPv6 scheme increased the available number of IP addresses exponentially. Because lengthy IP addresses can be difficult to remember, the Internet supports domain names. A domain name is a text-based name that corresponds to the IP address of a server that hosts a website. Figure 2.5. A domain name is part of the web address that you type in a browser's address bar to access a website. To see examples, IP address, please look at the page 63 of your textbook. The suffix of the domain name, called the top-level domain TLD, identifies the type of organization associated with the domain. In Figure 2.2.5, for example, the .com is the TLD. Table 2.2.3 lists some of the original TLDs. New TLDs are being introduced to give individuals and businesses flexibility and creativity when purchasing domain names. For example, museum, technology, .name, and .biz have been introduced as TLDs within recent years. The organization that approves and controls TLDs is called ICANN and pronounced ICANN, which stands for Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. For websites outside the United States, the suffix of the domain name may include a country code TLD/CC/TLD, which is a two-letter country code, such as O for Australia. For example, www.philips.com.au is the domain name for Philips Australia. Read How to Do 2.1 to learn how to register a domain name. To understand the original TLDs, please look at the page 83 of your text book. Table 2.3. The domain name system DNS is the method that the Internet uses to store domain names and their corresponding IP addresses. When you enter a domain name, i.e., google.com, in a browser, a DNS server translates the domain name to its associated IP address so that the request can be routed to the correct computer. Figure 2.2.6. A DNS server is a server on the Internet that usually is associated with an ISP. Read Ethics and Issues 2.1. To consider issues related those who purchase unused or lapsed domain names for nefarious purposes. See at page 60 for how a browser displays a requested web page. The World Wide Web. While the Internet was developed in the late 1960s, the World Wide Web emerged in the early 1990s as an easier way to access online information using a browser. Since then, it has grown phenomenally to become one of the more widely used services on the Internet. As discussed in Chapter 1, the World Wide Web, WWW, or web, consists of a worldwide collection of electronic documents. Each electronic document on the web is called a web page, which can contain text, graphics, animation, audio, and video. Some web pages are static fixed, others are dynamic changing. Visitors to a static web page all see the same content each time they view the web page. With a dynamic web page, by contrast, the content of the web page generates each time a user displays it. Dynamic web pages may contain customized content, such as the current date and time of day, desired stock quotes, weather for a region, or ticket availability. For flights, the time required to download a web page varies depending on the speed of your Internet connection and the amount of graphics and other media involved. A website is a collection of related web pages and associated items, such as documents and photos, stored on a web server. A web server is a computer that delivers requested web pages to your computer or mobile device. The same web server can store multiple websites. As web technologies matured in the mid-2000s, industry experts introduced the term Web 2.0 to refer to websites that provide a means for users to share personal information, such as online social networks, allow users to modify website content such as wikis, and provide applications through a browser such as web apps. Navigating the web. Recall from Chapter 1 that a browser is an application that enables users with an internet connection to access and view web pages on a computer or mobile device. Internet-capable mobile devices such as smartphones use a special type of browser called a mobile browser, which is designed for their smaller screens and limited computing power. Many websites can detect if you are accessing their content on a mobile device. Figure 2.2.7. When you run a browser, it may retrieve and display a starting web page, sometimes called a home page. The initial home page that is displayed is specified in the browser. You can change your browser's home page at any time through its settings, options, or similar commands. Another use of the term home page refers to the first page that is displayed on a website. Similar to a book cover or a table of contents, a website's home page provides information about its purpose and content. Many websites allow you to personalize the home page so that it contains areas of interest to you. Current browsers typically support tabbed browsing, where the top of the browser shows a tab similar to a file folder tab. For each web page you display shown in Figure 2.2.7, to move from one displayed web page to another, you tap or click the tab in the browser. Tabbed browsing allows users to have multiple home pages that automatically are displayed when the browser runs. You also can organize tabs in a group, called a tab group, and save the group as a favorite, so that at any time you can display all tabs at once. Because some websites attempt to track your browsing habits or gather personal information, current browsers usually include a feature that allows you to disable and, or more tightly control, the dissemination of your browsing habits and personal information. Read Secure IT 2224. Safe browsing tips. Web addresses. A web page has a unique address, called a web address or URL Uniform Resource Locator. For example, the web address of http://www.nps.gov identifies the U.S. Department of the Interior National Park Service homepage. A browser retrieves a web page using its web address. If you know the web address of a web page, you can type it in the address bar of the browser. For example, if you type the address http://www.nps.gov/history/places.htm in the address bar, and then press the Enter key or tap or click the Search, Go, or similar button, the browser downloads and displays the associated web page. Figure 2.2.8. The path history/places.htm. In this web address identifies a web page that is specified in a file named places.htm, which is located in a folder named history on the server that hosts the nps.gov website. When you enter this web address, after obtaining the IP address for the nps.gov domain name, the browser sends a request to the web server to retrieve the web page named places.htm and delivers it to your browser to be displayed. A web address consists of a protocol, domain name, and sometimes the host name, path to a specific web page, or file name of the web page. The HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, is a set of rules that defines how web pages transfer on the internet. Many web addresses begin with HTTP as the protocol. The text between the protocol and the domain name, called the host name, identifies the type of internet server or the name of the web server. The www, for example, indicates a web server. Consider this. Do you need to type the protocol and host name in a web address? Many browsers and websites do not require that you enter the HTTP or the host name www in the web address. For example, you could enter nps.gov instead of http://www.nps.gov as you begin typing a web address, or if you enter an incorrect web address. Browsers often display a list of similar addresses or related websites from which you can select. If, however, the host name is not www, you will need to type the host name as part of the web address. For example, the web address of schools.nyc.gov for the New York City Schools website does not contain a www and thus requires entry of the entire web address. When you enter a web address in a browser, you request or pull information from a web server. Another way users can pull content is by subscribing to a web feed, which contains content that has changed on a website. Mass media, blogs, and online social networks often provide web feeds, saving users the time spent checking the websites for updated content. Most browsers contain the capability to read web feeds. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn about Internet protocols, web apps and mobile apps. Recall from Chapter 1 that a web app is an application stored on a web server that you access through a browser. Users typically interact with web apps directly on a website, sometimes referred to as the host. Web app hosts usually provide storage for users' data and information on their servers, known as cloud storage. Many web app hosts provide free access to their software. Others offer part of their web app free and charge for access to a more comprehensive program. Many include advertisements in the free version and charge for an advertisement-free version. Some allow you to use the web app free and pay a fee when a certain action occurs. For example, you can prepare your tax return for free, but if you elect to print it or file it electronically, you pay a minimal fee. A mobile app is an application you download from a mobile device's app store or other location. on the internet to a smartphone or other mobile device. Mobile apps often take advantage of features of the device, such as touch screens, digital cameras, microphones, and embedded GPS receivers to enable you to enter and capture data. Consider this. What are GPS receivers? GPS Global Positioning System is a navigation system that consists of one or more Earth-based receivers that accept and analyze signals sent by satellites in order to determine the receiver's geographic location. A GPS receiver is a handheld, mountable, or embedded device that contains an antenna, a radio receiver, and a processor. Most smartphones include embedded GPS receivers so that users can determine their location, obtain directions, and locate points of interest. Read ethics and issues to consider issues related to apps that track your location. GPS receivers determine their location on Earth by analyzing at least 3 separate satellite signals from 24 satellites in orbit. Discover more. Visit the High-Tech Talk in Chapter 1's free resources to learn about how GPS receivers use triangulation. Web apps and mobile apps often work together. Figure 2.9. You might access your cloud storage website from a laptop or desktop. The cloud storage website hosts web apps to upload, download, browse, organize, and view files. The website also may provide a mobile app that you install on a smartphone so that you can access the same information or perform the same tasks from a mobile device. Because the data and information for each app is stored on cloud storage, all data is synchronized and accessible from anywhere you have an internet connection, regardless of the computer or device used. The functionality of the app across computers and devices generally is the same. Although the mobile app sometimes has fewer features, some tasks may be easier to accomplish on one device or the other. For example, if a lot of typing is required, you may opt to use the web app on a laptop so that you can use a standard keyboard. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about mobile device app stores. Types of websites. The web contains several types of websites: search engines, online social networks, informational and research, media sharing, bookmarking, news, weather, sports, and other mass media, educational, business, governmental, and organizational, blogs, wikis and collaboration, health and fitness, science, entertainment, banking and finance, travel and tourism, mapping, retail and auctions, careers and employment, e-commerce, portals, content aggregation, and website creation and management. Many websites fall into more than one of these types. All of these websites can be accessed from computers or mobile devices, but often are formatted differently and may have fewer features on mobile devices. Search engines. A web search engine is software that finds websites, web pages, images, videos, news, maps, and other information related to a specific topic. You also can use a search engine to solve mathematical equations, define words, and more. Thousands of search engines are available. Some search engines, such as Bing, Google, and Yahoo, are helpful in locating information on the web for which you do not know an exact web address or are not seeking a specific website. Those that work with GPS devices or services are location-based, meaning they display results related to the device's current geographical position. For example, your smartphone may be able to display all gas stations within a certain distance of your current location. Some search engines restrict searches to a specific type of information, such as jobs or recipes. Search engines typically allow you to search for one or more of the following items: images, photos, diagrams, and drawings, videos, home videos, music videos, television programs, and movie clips, maps, maps of a business or address, or driving directions to a destination, audio, music, songs, recordings, and sounds, publications, news articles, journals, and books, people or businesses, addresses and phone numbers, blogs, specific opinions and ideas of others. Search engines require that you enter a word or phrase called search text to describe the item you want to find. Search text can be broad, such as spring break destinations, or more specific, such as Walt Disney World. If you misspell search text, search engines typically correct the misspelling or identify alternative search text. Some also provide suggested search text links, and/or images as you type your search text. Depending on your search text, search engines may respond with thousands to billions of search results, sometimes called hits. The content of the search results varies depending on the type of information you are seeking and your search text. Some search results contain links to web pages or articles. Others are media, such as images or videos. Most search engines sequence the search results based on how close the words in the search text are to one another in the titles and descriptions of the results. Thus, the first few links probably contain more relevant information. If you enter a phrase with spaces between the words in search text, most search engines display results that include all of the keywords. Because keywords describe content, search results exclude articles, conjunctions, and other similar words, for example, to, the, and table to for lists. Some operators you can use in search text to refine searches. Instead of working with operators to refine search text, many search engines provide an advanced search feature or search tools that assist with limiting search results based on items such as date, TLD, language, etc. See at page 72 of your textbook Table to for search engine operators. Consider this. How can you improve search results? You may find that many items listed in the search results have little or no bearing on the item you are seeking. You can eliminate superfluous items in search results by carefully crafting search text and use search operators to limit search results. Other techniques you can use to improve your searches include the following. Use specific nouns. Put the most important terms first in the search text. List all possible spellings, for example, email, before using a search engine. Read its help information. If the search is unsuccessful with one search engine, try another. Practice search techniques by performing the Internet research search skills exercise in each chapter of this book. Subject directories. A subject directory classifies web pages in an organized set of categories, such as sports or shopping, and related subcategories. A subject directory provides categorized lists of links arranged by subject. Using a subject directory, you locate a particular topic by tapping or clicking links through different levels, moving from the general to the specific. A disadvantage with a subject directory is that users sometimes have difficulty deciding which categories to choose as they work through the menus of links presented. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about search engines and subject directories. Mini feature to online social networks. Recall from Chapter 1 that an online social network or social networking site is a website that encourages members in its online community to share their interests, ideas, stories, photos, music, and videos with other registered users. Some online social networks also enable users to communicate through text, voice, and video chat, and play games together online. You interact with an online social network through a browser or mobile app on your computer or mobile device. Read mini feature 2 for features and uses of popular online social networks. Informational and research. An informational and research website contains factual information. Examples include libraries, encyclopedias, dictionaries, directories, guides. Figure to 210, and other types of reference. You can find guides on numerous topics such as health and medicine, research paper, documentation styles, and grammar rules. Many of the other types of websites identified in this section also are used to research information. Media sharing. A media sharing site is a website that enables members to manage and share media such as photos, videos, and music. These websites are sometimes called photo sharing sites, video sharing sites. Figure to 211. And music sharing sites, respectively. Media sharing sites, which may be free or charge a fee, provide a quick and efficient way to upload, organize, store, share, and download media. Bookmarking. A bookmarking site is a website that enables members to organize, tag, and share links to media and other online content. Figure to 212. A tag is a short descriptive label that you assign to web pages, photos, videos, blog posts, email messages, and other digital content so that it is easier to locate at a later time. Many websites and web apps support tagging, which enables users to organize their online content. Read how to learn how to tag digital content. Consider this. What are the various kinds of social media? Social media consists of content that users create and share online, such as photos, videos, music, links, blog posts, tweets, wiki entries, podcasts, and status updates. Social media websites facilitate the creation or publishing of social media online and include media sharing sites for photo, video, and audio files, bookmarking sites, blogs, and microblogs, wikis, podcasts, online social networks, and online gaming sites. News, weather, sports, and other mass media. News, weather, sports, and other mass media websites contain newsworthy material, including stories and articles relating to current events, life, money, politics, weather figure to 213, and sports. You often can customize these websites so that you can receive local news or news about specific topics. Some provide a means to send you alerts, such as weather updates or sporting event scores, via text or email messages. Use on the web is not replacing the newspaper, but enhancing it and reaching different populations. Although some exist solely online, many magazines and newspapers sponsor websites that provide summaries of printed articles, as well as articles not included in the printed versions. Newspapers, magazines, and television and radio stations often have corresponding news, weather, or sports websites and mobile apps. Read ethics and issues to 2.3 to consider the issues related to using fake names on websites. Educational. An educational website offers exciting, challenging avenues for formal and informal teaching and learning. The web contains thousands of tutorials, from learning how to fly airplanes to learning how to cook a meal. For a more structured learning experience, companies provide online training to employees, and colleges offer online classes and degrees. Instructors often use the web to enhance classroom teaching by publishing course materials, grades, and other pertinent class information. Business, governmental, and organizational. A business website contains content that increases brand awareness, provides company background or other information, and/or promotes or sells products or services. Nearly every enterprise has a business website. Examples include Allstate Insurance Company, Apple Inc., General Motors Corporation, Kraft Foods Inc., and Walt Disney Company. Most United States government agencies have websites providing citizens with information, such as census data, or assistance, such as filing taxes figure to 214. Many other types of organizations use the web for a variety of reasons. For example, nonprofit organizations raise funds for a cause and advocacy groups present their views or opinions. Blogs, as described in Chapter 1. A blog, short for weblog, is an informal website consisting of time-stamped articles or posts in a diary or journal format, usually listed in reverse chronological order. The term blogosphere refers to the worldwide collection of blogs. A blog that contains video sometimes is called a video blog or vlog. A microblog allows users to publish short messages, usually between 100 and 200 characters, for others to read. The collection of a user's tweets or posts on Twitter, for example, forms a microblog figure to 215. Consider this. How can you locate tweets about certain topics? When searching Twitter, you can use hashtags to find related posts. Similarly, you can tag any word S in your tweets by typing it as a hashtag, such as #election, similar to an editorial section in a newspaper. Blogs reflect the interests, opinions, and personalities of the author, called the blogger, and sometimes website visitors. Blogs have become an important means of worldwide communications. Businesses create blogs to communicate with employees, customers, and vendors. They may post announcements of new information on a corporate blog. Teachers create blogs to collaborate with other teachers and students. Home users create blogs to share aspects of their personal lives with family, friends, and others. Wikis and collaboration. Whereas blogs are a tool for publishing and sharing messages, wikis enable users to organize, edit, and share information. A wiki is a type of collaborative website that allows users to create, add, modify, or delete the website content via browser. Wikis can include articles, documents, photos, or Videos. Some wikis are public, accessible to everyone figure to 216. Others are private so that content is accessible only to certain individuals or groups. Many companies, for example, set up wikis as an intranet for employees to collaborate on projects or access information, procedures, and documents. An intranet is an internal network that uses internet technologies. Contributors to a wiki typically must register before they can edit content or add comments. Wikis usually hold edits on a web page until an editor or website manager can review them. For accuracy, unregistered users typically can review the content but cannot edit it or add comments. Other types of collaboration sites enable users to share and edit any type of project, including documents, photos, videos, designs, prototypes, schedules, and more, often at the same time. On these websites, comments or edits are seen by other connected users. Most of these websites also enable users to communicate via chat windows, and some provide a whiteboard. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about public wikis and other collaboration websites. Health and fitness. Many websites provide up-to-date medical, fitness, nutrition, or exercise information for public access. Some offer users the capability of listening to health-related seminars and discussions. Consumers, however, should verify the online information they read with a personal physician. Health service organizations store your personal health history, including prescriptions, lab test results, doctor visits, allergies, and immunizations. Doctors use the web to assist with researching and diagnosing health conditions. Science. Several websites contain information about space exploration, astronomy, physics, earth sciences, microgravity, robotics, and other branches of science. Scientists use online social networks to collaborate on the web. Non-profit science organizations use the web to seek public donations to support research. Entertainment. An entertainment website offers music, videos, shows, performances, events, sports, games, and more in an interactive and engaging environment. Many entertainment websites support streaming media. Streaming is the process of transferring data in a continuous and even flow, which allows users to access and use a file while it is transmitting. You can listen to streaming audio or watch streaming video, such as a live performance or broadcast, as it downloads to your computer, mobile device, or an internet-connected television. Sophisticated entertainment websites often partner with other technologies. For example, you can cast your vote on a television show via your phone or online social network account. Banking and finance. Online banking and online trading enable users to access their financial records from anywhere in the world, as long as they have an internet connection. Using online banking, users can access accounts, pay bills, transfer funds, calculate mortgage payments, and manage other financial activities from their computer or mobile device figure to 217. With online trading, users can invest in stocks, options, bonds, treasuries, certificates of deposit, money market accounts, annuities, mutual funds, and so on, without using a broker. Read Secure IT 224 for tips about protecting your bank accounts and other personal information from identity theft. Travel and tourism. Travel and tourism websites enable users to research travel options and make travel arrangements. On these websites, you typically can read travel reviews, search for and compare flights and prices, order airline tickets, book a room, or reserve a rental car. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about travel websites. Mapping. Several mapping websites and web apps exist that enable you to display up-to-date maps by searching for an address, postal code, phone number, or point of interest such as an airport, lodging, or historical site. The maps can be displayed in a variety of views, including terrain, aerial, maps, streets, buildings, traffic, and weather. These websites also provide directions when a user enters a starting and destination point figure to 218. Many work with GPS to determine where a user is located, eliminating the need for a user to enter the starting point and enabling the website to recommend nearby points of interest. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn More about mapping web apps. Look at page 81 in your textbook with figure 218. Retail and auctions. You can purchase just about any product or service on the web, a process that sometimes is called e-retail, short for electronic retail. To purchase online, the customer visits the business's electronic storefront, which contains product descriptions, images, and a shopping cart, figure to 219. The shopping cart allows the customer to collect purchases. When ready to complete the sale, the customer enters personal data and the method of payment, which should be through a secure internet connection. Look at page 81 in your textbook with figure 219. With an online auction, users bid on an item being sold by someone else. The highest bidder at the end of the bidding period purchases the item. eBay is one of the more popular online auction websites. Consider this. Is it safe to enter financial information online as an alternative to entering credit card, bank account, or other financial information online? Some shopping and auction websites allow consumers to use an online payment service such as PayPal. To use an online payment service, you create an account that is linked to your credit card or funds at a financial institution. When you make a purchase, you use your online payment service account, which transfers money for you without revealing your financial information. Careers and employment. You can search the web for career information and job openings. Job search websites list thousands of openings in hundreds of fields, companies, and locations. This information may include required training and education, salary data, working conditions, job descriptions, and more. In addition, many organizations advertise careers on their websites. When a company contacts you for an interview, learn as much about the company and the industry as possible before the interview. Many have websites with detailed company profiles. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about job search websites. E-commerce. E-commerce, short for electronic commerce, is a business transaction that occurs over an electronic network, such as the internet. Anyone with access to a computer or mobile device, an internet connection, and a means to pay for purchased goods or services can participate in e-commerce. Some people use the term m-commerce, mobile commerce, to identify e-commerce that takes place using mobile devices. Popular uses of e-commerce by consumers include shopping and auctions, finance, travel, entertainment, and health. 3 types of e-commerce websites are business to consumer, consumer to consumer, and business to business. Business to consumer (B2C) e-commerce consists of the sale of goods and services to the general public, such as at a shopping website. Consumer to consumer (C2C) e-commerce occurs when one consumer sells directly to another, such as in an online auction. Business to business (B2B) e-commerce occurs when businesses provide goods and services to other businesses, such as online advertising, recruiting, credit, sales, market research, technical support, and training. Portals. A portal is a website that offers a variety of internet services from a single, convenient location. Figure to 220. A wireless portal is a portal designed for internet-capable mobile devices. Most portals offer these free services: search engine, news, sports, and weather, web publishing, yellow pages, stock quotes, maps, shopping, and email and other communications services. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about portals. Content aggregation. A content aggregation website or web app, sometimes called a curation website, allows users to collect and compile content from a variety of websites about a particular topic or theme. Figure to 221. Types of content that may be compiled includes news, reviews, images, videos, podcasts discussed later in this chapter, and blogs. Content aggregation websites save users time because they need to visit only one website, the content aggregation website, instead of visiting multiple websites to obtain information. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about content aggregation websites. Website creation and management. By creating their own websites, businesses and individuals can convey information to billions of people. The content of the web pages ranges from news stories to product information to blogs to surveys. Web creation and management sites provide tools that support the steps in web publishing, which is the creation and maintenance of websites. To create a website, You do not have to be a computer programmer. For the small business or home user, web publishing is fairly easy as long as you have the proper tools. Table 2-5 outlines the 5 main steps in web publishing. Look Table 2-5 steps in web publishing in page 84. Some websites are dedicated to one portion of web publishing. Others provide a variety of web publishing tools, including website design, content management, web hosting, website marketing, website analytics, survey development, and more. Because users view websites on a variety of computers and devices, many website developers use an approach called responsive web design, RWD, that adapts the layout of the website to fit the screen on which it is being displayed. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about website creation and management. Consider this. Can you assume that content on a website is correct and accurate? No. Any person, company, or organization can publish a web page on the internet. No one oversees the content of these web pages. Use the criteria below to evaluate a website or web page before relying on its content. Affiliation. A reputable institution should support the website without bias in the information. Audience. The website should be written at an appropriate level. Authority. The website should list the author and the appropriate credentials. Content. The website should be well organized and the length should work. Currency. The information on the web page should be current. Design. The pages at the website should download quickly, be visually pleasing, and be easy to navigate. Objectivity. The website should contain little advertising and be free of bias. Digital media on the web. Most web pages include multimedia, which refers to any application that combines text with media. Media includes graphics, animation, audio, video, and/or virtual reality. The sections that follow discuss how the web uses these types of media. Graphics. A graphic is a visual representation of non-text information, such as a drawing, chart, or photo. Many web pages use colorful graphics to convey messages. Figure 222, as shown in the figure. Some web sites use thumbnails on their pages because larger graphics can be time-consuming to display. A thumbnail is a small version of a larger image. You usually can tap or click a thumbnail to display the image in full size. The web often uses infographics to present concepts, products, and news. An infographic, short for information graphic, is a visual representation of data or information designed to communicate quickly, simplify complex concepts, or present patterns or trends. Figure 223. Many forms of infographics exist: maps, signs, charts, and diagrams. Of the graphics formats for displaying images on the web. Table 226. The JPEG and PNG formats are more common. JPEG, pronounced JPEG, is a compressed graphics format that attempts to reach a balance between image quality and file size. With JPG files, the more compressed the file, the smaller the image and the lower the quality. PNG, pronounced PNG, is a patent-free compressed graphics format that restores all image details when the file is viewed. That is, look Table 226 graphics formats used on the web in page 86. What is a PDF file? PDF, which stands for Portable Document Format, is an electronic image format by Adobe systems that mirrors the appearance of an original document. Users can view a PDF without needing the software that originally created the document. Animation. Many web pages use animation, which is the appearance of motion created by displaying a series of still images in sequence. For example, text that animates by scrolling across the screen can serve as a ticker to display stock updates, news, sports scores, weather, or other information. Web-based games often use animation. Audio. On the web, you can listen to audio clips and live audio. Audio includes music, speech, or any other sound. Simple applications consist of individual audio files available for download to a computer or device. Once downloaded, you can listen to the content of these files. Read How to 2-3 for instructions about downloading digital media from online services. Other applications use streaming audio so that you can listen to the audio while it downloads. Audio files are compressed to reduce their file sizes. For example, the MP3 format reduces an audio file to about 1/10 its original size, while preserving much of the original quality of the sound. To listen to an audio file on your computer, you need special software called a media player. Most current operating systems contain a media player. For example, the Windows operating system includes Windows Media Player Figure 224. Some audio files, however, might require you to download a media player. Media players available for download include iTunes and RealPlayer. You can download media players free from the web. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about audio file formats. Video. On the web, you can view video clips or watch live video. Video consists of images displayed in motion. Most video also has accompanying audio. You also can upload, share, or view video clips at a video sharing site. Educators, politicians, and businesses use video blogs and video podcasts to engage students, voters, and consumers. Simple video applications on the web consist of individual video files, such as movie or television clips, that you must download completely before you can play them on a computer or mobile device. Video files often are compressed because they are quite large in size. Videos posted to the web often are short in length, usually less than 10 minutes, because they can take a long time to download. As with streaming audio files, streaming video files allows you to view longer or live videos by playing them as they download to your computer. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about video file formats. Virtual reality. Virtual reality (VR) is the use of computers to simulate a real or imagined environment that appears as a three-dimensional 3D space. VR involves the display of 3D images that users explore and manipulate interactively. Using special VR software, a developer creates an entire 3D environment that contains infinite space and depth, called a VR world. Figure 225. A VR world on the web, for example, might show a house for sale where potential buyers walk through rooms in the VR house by sliding their finger on a touch screen or moving an input device forward, backward, or to the side. In addition to games and simulations, many practical applications of VR also exist. Science educators create VR models of molecules, organisms, and other structures for students to examine. Companies use VR to showcase products or create advertisements. Architects create VR models of buildings and rooms so that clients can see how a completed construction project will look before it is built. Plugins. Most browsers have the capability of displaying basic multimedia elements on a web page. Sometimes, however, a browser requires an additional program called a plugin to display multimedia. A plugin or add-on is a program that extends the capability of a browser. For example, your browser may require Adobe Reader to view and print PDF files. You typically can download plugins at no cost from various websites. Some plugins run on all sizes of computers and mobile devices. Others have special versions for mobile devices. Some mobile devices and browsers, however, do not support plugins. For this reason, web designers are using newer technologies to create websites that display correctly in both desktop and mobile browsers. These technologies generally do not require the use of plugins to display media. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about plugins. Other internet services. As previously mentioned, the web is only one of the many services on the internet. Other internet services include the following: email lists, internet messaging, chat rooms, online discussions, voice over IP, and FTP file transfer protocol. Email, short for electronic mail, is the transmission of messages and files via a computer network. Email was one of the original services on the internet, enabling scientists and researchers working on government-sponsored projects to communicate with colleagues at other locations. You use an email program to create, send, receive, forward, store, print, and delete email messages. Email programs are available as desktop apps, web apps, and mobile apps. An email message can be simple text or can include an attachment such as a document, a graphic, an audio clip, or a video clip. Just as you address a letter when using the postal system, you address an email message with the email address of your intended recipient. Likewise, when someone sends you a message, He or she must have your email address. An email address is a combination of a username and a domain name that identifies a user so that he or she can receive internet email. A username is a unique combination of characters, such as letters of the alphabet or numbers, that identifies a specific user. Your username must be different from the other usernames in the same domain. For example, a user named Rick Claremont whose server has a domain name of site.com might want to select Rick Claremont as his username. If site.com already has an Claremont for Rita Claremont username, then Rick will have to select a different username, such as Rick Claremont or Claremont2. Sometimes, organizations decide the format of usernames for new users so that the usernames are consistent across the company. In many cases, however, users select their own usernames, often selecting a nickname or any other combination of characters for their username. Many users select a combination of their first and last names so that others can remember it easily. In an internet email address, an @ symbol separates the username from the domain name. Your service provider supplies the domain name. A possible email address for Rick Claremont would be rclaremont@site.com, which would be read as follows: rclaremont@site.com. Most email programs allow you to create a contacts folder, which contains a list of names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, and other details about people with whom you communicate. Figure 226 illustrates how an email message may travel from a sender to a receiver. When you send an email message, an outgoing mail server determines how to route the message through the internet and then sends the message. As you receive email messages, an incoming mail server holds the messages in your mailbox until you use your email program to retrieve them. Most email programs have a mail notification alert that informs you via message or sound when you receive a new email message. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about email programs. Consider this. What are good practices to follow when using email? 1. Keep messages brief. 2. Respond to messages promptly. 3. Use proper grammar, spelling, and punctuation. 4. Never respond to unsolicited messages. 5. Use meaningful subject lines. 6. Read the message before you send it. 7. Use email and you want a permanent record of a communication. Look at page 89 how an email message may travel from a sender to a receiver. Email lists. An email list, or electronic mailing list, is a group of email addresses used for mass distribution of a message. When a message is sent to an email list, each person on the list receives a copy of the message in his or her mailbox. You subscribe to an email list by adding your email address to the mailing list, which is stored on a list server. To remove your name, you unsubscribe from the mailing list. The original use of email lists, such as listserv, allowed any subscriber to send a message, which created a discussion-type forum among all subscribers via email. Many mailing lists today, such as in Figure 227, however, are one-way communications and do not allow subscribers to send messages. Internet messaging services, which often occur in real time, are communication services that notify you when one or more of your established contacts are online and then allows you to exchange messages or files or join a private chat room with them. Figure 228. Real-time means that you and the people with whom you are conversing are online at the same time. Some internet messaging services support voice and video conversations, allow you to send photos or other documents to a recipient, listen to streaming music, and play games with another online contact. For real-time internet messaging to work, both parties must be online at the same time. Also, the receiver of a message must be willing to accept messages. To use an internet messaging service, you may have to install messenger software or an app on the computer or mobile device, such as a smartphone you plan to use. Many online social networks include a messaging feature. To ensure successful communications, all individuals on the friend list need to use the same or a compatible messenger. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about internet messaging services, chat rooms, A chat is a real-time typed conversation that takes place on a computer or mobile device with many other online users. A chat room is a website or application that permits users to chat with others who are online at the same time. A server echoes the user's message to everyone in the chat room. Anyone in the chat room can participate in the conversation, which usually is specific to a particular topic. Businesses sometimes use chat rooms to communicate with customers as you type on your keyboard. Others, connected to the same chat room server, also see what you have typed. Figure 2-29. Some chat rooms support voice chats and video chats, in which people hear or see each other as they chat. Most browsers today include the capability to connect to a chat server. Online discussions. An online discussion, or discussion forum, is an online area in which users have written discussions about a particular subject. Figure 2-30. To participate in a discussion, a user posts a message called an article, and other users read and reply to the message. A thread, or threaded discussion, consists of the original article and all subsequent related replies. Some discussion forums require that you enter a username and password to participate in the discussion. For example, an online discussion for students taking a college course may require a username and password to access the discussion. This ensures that only students in the course participate in the discussion. Posts in an online discussion usually are stored for a certain amount of time, such as a semester. In this example, VO, short for Voice over IP Internet Protocol, enables users to speak to other users via their internet connection. That is, VO uses the internet instead of the public switch telephone network to connect a calling party to one or more local or long-distance called parties. To place an internet phone call, you need a broadband internet connection, a microphone and speaker, both of which are included with a standard computer or mobile device, and VoIP software, such as Skype. Some VoIP services require that you purchase a separate phone and VoIP router and subscribe to their service. Others offer certain services free and require a subscription for additional services. Read How to for instructions about how to set up a personal VoIP service and make a call. FTP File Transfer Protocol is an internet standard that permits file uploading and downloading to and from other computers on the internet. Uploading is the process of transferring files from your computer or mobile device to a server on the internet. Recall that downloading is the process of transferring files from a server on the internet to your computer or mobile device. Web page developers, for example, often use FTP to upload their web pages to a web server. Many operating systems include FTP capabilities. If yours does not, you can download FTP programs from the web, usually for a small fee. An FTP server is a computer that allows users to upload and/or download files using FTP. An FTP site is a collection of files that reside on an FTP server. Many FTP sites have anonymous FTP, whereby anyone can transfer some, if not all, available files. Some FTP sites restrict file transfers to those who have authorized accounts, usernames, and passwords on the FTP server. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about FTP programs. Mini feature 223. Digital communications, home users, small home office users, mobile users, power users, and enterprise users interact with technology for many reasons, including communication, productivity, and information. Read Mini feature 2.3 for examples of how a home user might interact with digital communications. Netiquette. Netiquette, which is short for Internet etiquette, is the code of acceptable behaviors users should follow while on the Internet. That is, it is the conduct expected of individuals while online. Netiquette includes rules for all aspects of the Internet, including the web, social media, Internet messaging, chat rooms, online discussions, and FTP. Figure 231 outlines some of the rules of netiquette with respect to online communications. Read Ethics and Issues 224 to consider issues related to an extreme misuse of online communications, online bullying. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources to learn more about emoticons. This chapter presented the evolution of the Internet, along with various ways to connect to the Internet, how data travels the Internet, and how the Internet works with domain names and IP addresses. It discussed the web at length including topics such as browsing, navigating, web addresses, web apps and mobile apps, searching, and online social networks. It presented various types of websites and media on the web. It also introduced other services available on the internet, such as email lists, internet messaging, chat rooms, online discussions, vote, and FTP. Finally, the chapter listed rules of etiquette. Discover more. Visit this chapter's free resources for additional content that accompanies this chapter and also includes these features. Technology innovators: Tim Berners-Lee, Yahoo, and Google, Arianna Huffington, and LinkedIn. Technology trends: uses of bookmarking sites and responsive web design, and high-tech talks, IP addresses and DNS servers. Test your knowledge of chapter material by accessing the study guide, flashcards, and practice test resources from your smartphone, tablet, laptop, or desktop.